Hello everyone, and welcome to the next video in the Model Railway series, where I get to show off my latest pre-order purchase that arrived with me today. As you can probably see from the box, it is a Hellion Ruston 165DE. Now, I was looking at getting the Planet Industrials 4-wheel version, which requires a W4 Peckett chassis. And I was looking and I was thinking, that's quite a pricey proposition because the body shell is £80, and then I was looking about, give or take, £100 to £120 to find a Hornby W4 Peckett, which I'd then essentially be throwing the body away because I'd have no use for it. Then I saw that these had been announced and they were available for pre-order, and there wasn't too long a waiting time to release, so I grabbed one. So let's unbox it first and then we'll get it running. So slide the box open first, and the first thing we get is a nice little pamphlet here. So Ruston Hornsby 165DE 060 BR Western Region PWM 651 to 654, and inside this gives you some information on the locomotive history. You get an expanded list of all the parts, so should you require spares, that helps you out. And then we've got some servicing and DCC information and the technical data for the model. So that's all cool, excellent. Yeah, please read this carefully before using your model. Yes, we've had a read of that. Next off, we have a single-sided sheet, which is important. Let me bring this into focus. Important note: to avoid causing accidental damage to the lubricator parts on the right side of the chassis, please follow the steps below to remove the body when fitting a DCC decoder or maintaining your model. So that just tells you how to get it off. And it says body can also be removed by following the instructions shown in the user manual, but please be aware that there is a risk of damage to the lubricator wheel / arm assembly. So that's interesting because it does tell you in that pamphlet how to take the body off, but supposedly they've now come up with a better way of doing it. So anyway, next thing, I've got this nice foam to keep it safe, and what seems to be the standard thing these days of a clamshell type arrangement where you slide that out first, dropping the detailing parts, and there's a good number of detailing parts actually in there. If I could get them all to line up. Now I'll have to actually have a look at the prototype and see where they fit, but as you can see, I went for a nice bright yellow example. So we'll open this up, taking care when we lift it out, and now I haven't done this off camera. This is literally, as you're seeing it, is the first time I'm seeing it too. I've only looked at the instruction booklet, so here we go. Now, first thing is there's some really fine hand rails all over, and got a little lamp there, non-working, but hey ho. Got a little Ruston on there. Not sprung buffers, but that doesn't bother me in the least. I'm not someone who's really too worried about that. It does look as if there's a slight bow to the chassis there, and that seems, yeah, to drop slightly. I don't know. Anyway, as you can see, this is the lubricator arm assembly that they were mentioning, which if you don't follow the instructions for how to take the body off correctly, you can damage. And just have a look so and find it. Yeah, a little overzealous with the lubricating there. But I guess the next thing is, well, how does it run? Shall we find out? Okay, here we are on the trusty little test loop, and well, let's give it a little run, shall we? I'm using my trusty old Hornby controller because although in the interim I have picked up a Bachmann DC controller, the jack socket seems to be a little loose using the wire that I've got for the DCC controller. So I don't know whether that's an issue moving forward or not. I'll have to look into that. But we are on the Hornby DC controller, and let's give it a little power, shall we? And away she goes. You know, for a, I'm gonna say 30-year-old controller probably, and track that's not been cleaned, that's not bad. Straight out the box, we've got what I would consider to be reasonable slow running. And one party trick this has on DC mode is you get this, which is essentially a plastic stick with a magnet in it. But when you take that plastic stick and move it over the cab, you can control the cab lights. Not sure why the cab light came back on, but yes, as you can see, pass over. How cool is that? Now, of course, if you put a Next 18 decoder in there, you can, of course, control the lights through a DCC function. And I suspect the lights have been reset by the track not being perfectly clean, so it's just a momentary interruption in power, and it's switching back on. Let's just have a look when it gets around this corner. No, it all seems well that time. Out there, yep. Definite dirt spot there because it is reactivating the lights. But yeah, that is my latest acquisition, the Ruston 165DE from Hellion. And hopefully the first of many Rustons. Actually, no. I say that and I'm a liar. And I'll show you why. Because of course I also own this, which is same manufacturer, and it is my Class 07, which makes me think, could it be possible that Hellion likes Rustons almost as much as me? ease that out. So yeah, the two Rustons together. There we go, guys. And as I say, hopefully there's many more to come. Interestingly, the Class 07's got a bit more heft about it. It has the sprung buffers. So, I'm curious why one has them and the other doesn't. Especially as this is a newer model. And quite frankly, I could have got almost two of these for the price I paid for this. But there we go. I wanted this not only because I like yellow, I like Rustons. I think it's going to go well with the collection. So there we have it. Let's just come around and give it a little bit of forwards action. And I'm going to leave him to trundle around for 30 minutes. Come around, swap him, let him run in reverse. And yeah, that's going to conclude this video, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed having a little look at this. My Patreon viewers will get to see this video early, as with all the Model Railway series videos. But if you're watching this now and you're not a Patreon, it just shows that nothing stays behind a paywall forever. Not with me. So anyway, thank you for checking this video out. Keep an eye out because my next one is probably going to be demonstrating the Inglenook shunting puzzle on Friday Bridge. So stay tuned for that one. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.